Hey guys, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. I think today's the 13th. I don't know, Monday. I start a 4-day trip tonight with a red-eye to Atlanta. And then I have 36 and a half hours off. So I went to the store today to buy some food, and then I stopped off at Goodwill. I'll tell you about that later. And then on the way home, I saw Diana. Now, you know Diana, right? I don't have to tell you the story about Diana. I have not seen her with any real regularity in weeks, months. It used to be every day, morning and night in the same places. And then, I don't know. She's being fed, I think, by a number of people, including the woman who's in charge of maintenance around the building, which makes me very happy. She is trying to feed Diana when the leasing office isn't open, so she doesn't get in trouble for feeding the cat. So I am put at ease that Diana is getting food even if I'm not home. But I do love to feed her, and she does expect it when she sees me. So I just put out a can of food, and I put out a big giant bowl of dry food. This one. So because I'll be gone for 4 days. So I was going to tell you about that, but then one of my neighbors who does not like to hear people apparently speaking at a normal voice outside of his apartment shushed me away. That's the challenge with living in a communal area, but you know how much I care. So I think if she's probably still eating, we'll get a little glimpse of her. Are you there, Diana? Oh, there she is. Hi, Diana. Oh, and then there's Tom. And then there's Tom over there, who's stopping her from eating. All right, she'll figure it out. All right, so I'm gonna go upstairs, pay some love to my cats, and then get ready for work. I will see you either at the airport or on the plane. All right, guys, hi. So I'm about to get in bed. I woke up this morning, probably 6:30 in the morning. I tried to sleep after that, but you know, Buddy just wouldn't let that happen. So I need to sleep before this red-eye to Atlanta. So I'm gonna get in bed hopefully for a couple hours, and it's about 3:30. Hoping to sleep until maybe 6:30, so we'll see. But I mentioned a moment ago in your time that I had gone to Goodwill. Now, I go to Goodwill frequently for books. It's the best place to go for books because they're like $1 or $2. But I'm watching a lot of thrifting on YouTube, people who go to Goodwill or thrift stores and find stuff and flip it into something nicer. I'm not buying stuff to do that yet, but you know, one day hopefully I'll have space to do that. So I've been walking through Goodwill on the way back from the grocery store, and I just walking through looking for books, but then I saw this and I thought, that is so cute. It's a little cup, and it was handmade. It was thrown on the wheel and thrown quite nicely. It's a very nice little thing. The throwing lines are still inside, so they didn't erase all the work of the artist. But and the type of glazing is called Majolica or Mayolica, however you want to pronounce it. It's where you glaze it with white glaze, probably a cone 5 or 6, and then they painted stripes of underglaze on top of and some iron oxide. It looks like the black stripes. And painted on top of the glaze, then fired it. And it's just very pretty. Oh. I thought it was very pretty, and it was 69 cents. I have no idea what I'll do with it, but I think it was a very nice thing, and it's purchased in hopes that I'll find a nice place for it in a future home. So while I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff I have, I figured this is a perfect little sweet little thing. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I thought it was cute. So 69 cents, can't beat it. Now I'm off to Slumberland, hopefully for a few hours sleep. I'll see you either at the airport or on the plane. Bye. No good light. I'm gonna film in front of the table lamp again. Hey guys, how are you? So it's a day and a half later. I know. The last time you saw me, I was in Las Vegas. I was preparing for a nap to get ready for this red eye that I had to do to Atlanta. And I did get some sleep, not a lot, but my Facebook Messenger app has become very, very popular. Kind of an overwhelming popular kind of thing. I'm typically a very solitary person. I don't have a lot of friends. And suddenly the past 6 months or so, has been, my Messenger app has been like boom, 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 boom. And I do get notifications on my watch and my phone that I do want to keep turned on because, you know, I sleep in many different time zones and different times of the day. I want to stay in touch with my friends and family and know when they've reached out to me. But lately it's been hard to actually, get rest without my phone, which is weird. You know, I'm sure it's normal for most people to be like notified, but you know, I've been so solitary for most of my life that all of a sudden it's like, wow, I'm popular. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to create a little space between YouTube Messenger, Facebook, and my own personal space. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I think I have to start doing that. I don't know how larger channels do this. I have no idea. I think the complication is that my channel name is my name, and my, you know, Facebook account is of course under my name. So I may have to change something about my Facebook just to give myself a little bit of space. I don't know if you, or I don't know why, if you're a much larger YouTube channel owner and a YouTuber and you have any experience with this, please drop me a message or an email, as that is my preferred way of contact. But yeah, if you have experience with that, let me know, because I don't know how to do this. But so I got to, the flight. Let's talk about the flight. I'm working with an amazing cabin crew, an all-girl crew, right? And then, I'm kidding, we had a really kooky flight crew. The captain and the first officer were both kind of wacky, but fun. It was a nice flight. Everyone was asleep. It was a packed full flight. I think we were oversold and we had standbys. It was crazy. The only complication, and it wasn't a big one, is that we had a family of 5, mom and dad and 3 little kids, where they checked in late, or they were the last to check in, and so their seats were kind of sprinkled around the airplane. They hadn't booked their seats together. They hadn't, with my airline, you do have to pay. It's not a lot of money, but you do have to pay to select your seat if you want to sit in one particular seat. So some people assume that if you buy tickets together, you're going to be sitting together. Well, if you're not checked in at the same time, and there's no, blah, 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 blah. There are times that families are broken up, but we flight attendants, especially my crew, my cabin crew, was unbelievable in making it possible to move people around without anyone being irritated or upset. It was fantastic. They were great. So the family was together, but it was a Monday night leaving Vegas on a red eye to Atlanta. Everyone slept the entire flight. It was great. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know, one of my subscribers calls my channel, my videos, like stream of consciousness, and yes, this is exactly the truth. I didn't tell you about getting to work. Oh my God. So I didn't get a good nap. I was really just kind of frazzled and out of it from all the messages I had received that day. And so, you know, I got up and I was hungry and I hadn't made any food, so I decided I would grab a sandwich on the way to the airport. I made the foolish decision to eat the sandwich at the shop. Yeah, so I only had like 40 minutes to get to the airport. And on the bus, it usually takes about 40-45 minutes to get to the airport. So I had to choose to get an Uber. And while Ubers really weren't available, a car wasn't available for me. I went to Lyft, and there was a Lyft car available, but it was like 18 minutes away. And so I ordered that. And then I went back to Uber and I found a car and I ordered that. I canceled the Lyft. They wanted to charge me $8.50 for canceling, but I canceled within the first 2 minutes. So their policy says they refund you. Well, you have to email them or you have to contact them to get that refund, by the way. Talk about stream of consciousness, right? All right, so I did get to the airport, but it was like 5 minutes. I got to the crew room 5 minutes before check-in, which for me is way, way late. I was the fat guy running through the airport, pulling my luggage behind me. And thank goodness I wasn't randomed. I would have been up a creek had I been randomed. So this is another reminder to leave plenty of time to get to the airport. But, you know, again, working with an amazing crew, great passengers, on the way to a 36.5-hour long layover in Atlanta. And guess what I did in Atlanta? Guess what I did? Absolutely zero. My friends that I was hoping to see were all up in my friend Steven's house in the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina. I could have rented a car and driven up there. I have 14 minutes to get down to the shuttle, so I want to finish up chatting with you guys. But I could have driven up to the mountains there, but it would have taken me a long time to drive. I would have had to have rented a car, and it wasn't worth it. I could have gone to the aquarium. I've never been to the aquarium here, and I hear they just expanded a shark tank kind of thing, but it's $35 to get there into the aquarium, and I just honestly just didn't want to spend $35 to walk around an aquarium, as beautiful as it is, and I will do that at some point after I've bought a house. But $35 could probably go towards something better financially responsible, right? So I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna just avoid people and camp out in my hotel room. And I regretted it for about 15 minutes of these past 36 hours, but that's about it. I ate an inordinate amount of macaroni and cheese. I bring a lot of macaroni and cheese on layovers. I have a pad thai bowl and something else left over for tonight or tomorrow afternoon. And I just watched HGTV all day. I went through Redfin, Realtors.com, MLS, Zillow. Didn't find really anything, and just farted around, played a video game, and slept. I probably slept. Of 36 hours, I probably slept for 14, 15 of those hours. It was glorious. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. I've rarely ever been so well rested. So right now, I'm going to pack up. I have everything packed. All I have to do is put my shirt on, put my tablet and my camera and tripod in my bag, throw my badge on, and I'm out the door. That gives me 16 minutes? Yeah, about 16 minutes to get downstairs. So I will see you guys at the airport, or who knows. We're going to Vegas. We're flying to Vegas, which is blocked at 4 hours and 38 minutes. And then we're coming back to Atlanta, and that's blocked at 4 hours and like 8 minutes or something. I know, all in one day. So I'll probably see you at the airport. And then after that, probably in Vegas for a short chat. All right, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, so we're at the airport, as you can see. Always Captain Obvious. We are going to be on a 321 going to Vegas, which is, LA, which is great. I like being lead up in front on a 321. It's my favorite position ever. The person who will be filling position E is fantastic. He's from Fort Lauderdale, but he's charming and polite. He helped all the ladies on my crew off the van with his arm. He's just with chivalry. Very, very nice. I'm looking forward to flying with him. We're booked at like 186, something like that. The plane holds 228 passengers. So enough wiggle room if we have to move people. We have some room. And we have about a half hour before check-in officially. So I'm gonna get myself a soda. I bought some Chipotle because I did not bring enough appropriate food to eat on the plane, and I don't want to eat a lot of cup of noodles. But even with my purchase at Chipotle, I think I spent maybe $30 total on food for the entire 4-day trip. So not too bad, not too bad. Being responsible, right? All right, so I will see you on the plane. Hey guys, hi. So we are in LA. Most of that flight, the first 2/3 of it was pretty okay. It was 4 hours and 11 minutes, something like that. But the last 2 hours, hour and a half, were a poop shoot, really is what I'd call it. It was not good. We had 2 passengers come on board, who coming on board, we all kind of just wanted to, we all agreed just to keep our eyes on them because we sensed there would be a potential for a problem, and we were very right. It was a couple, too, and there was some just very strange energy going on. We weren't sure if they were arguing or what, but just very argumentative. They kept insisting on buying more alcohol. We had to cut them off. And then at some point, and they were just yelling and talking really loudly, and they weren't wearing their masks really almost the entire flight because they were drinking the entire time. And just because you have a drink on your tray doesn't mean that you're actively drinking. So just really just a problem. And then near the end of the flight, they're making out so hard, like it's out of an adult film, really. Mouths gnashing, tongues everywhere, and his hand was between her legs. Let's just say this. That's about the, yeah. So I stopped and I was like, folks, would you just, and politely, pleasantly, calm, could you just please bring that energy down, just please, and I had complaints from people around them, and it exploded, really exploded, and I lost all of my cool. I clapped my hands real loud, like, listen, everyone needs to kind of bring their energy down, It didn't work. And then the girl, she starts to like, snap, snap, snap. And I'm like, at that point, it was a lot. And I was like, quietly, but listen, don't try to out-snap me. And unfortunately, too many people heard me, and they all laughed, of course, which didn't help. Sorry, girls. But the guy who's flying position E on this flight calmly went over, and I didn't hear what he was saying to them, but he was reminding them that they basically didn't want to get arrested in a different state, and just to bring it down. The girl tried to, she pulled her phone out and she was like filming me talking to them, waiting for me to do something dramatic, I guess. But, oh well, I was calm. So yeah, just a kind of a poop show. I don't experience this level of willfulness, I'll say, to say it politely, that often. Usually because I can control situations like that, de-escalate them, but this just was beyond. So, yeah, so let's hope that the flight from LA to Atlanta is as easy. It is funny to note that, like, some places are more work. Atlanta, Detroit, Philly, those are my top 3, but just strange that they all have the same sort of weird energy. But let's hope it's easier going back to Atlanta. Okay, all right. Oh no. Better. Still filming by table lamp. So hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to Atlanta. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, this has been a very long day. I wore that mask for like 12 hours, where my face, like, look how fat I am. I'm not making any changes though. My face is numb where the mask was pushing in, but so yeah, this day was very long. The first leg, I think I told you, was bad. I really can't describe how bad it was, especially that last part. It was just miserable. Again, thank God for a good crew. You can survive anything with a good crew. The leg from LA to Atlanta was fantastic. We had a number of really chatty people on board that were great, to kind of stay engaged and awake. It's easier to stay awake when people are, there's people to talk to. I was up in front as lead. I really have a hard time leaving the front unattended, which is part of my job. But that means that usually everyone else sort of congregates in the back, you know, so I'm usually left alone up in front. Again, I'm used to being alone, so no problem. Yeah, it was a nice flight. Everyone else was asleep. I mean, passengers, not my coworkers, obviously. But yeah, it was a nice leg. It was a nice flight. No problem. Staying awake is always a challenge on a red eye. That's really bright. But tonight was just especially challenging. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that there's been probably a year or so where I was really addicted. I wouldn't say addicted, but I use Teami products quite often. My videos weren't sponsored, but they did send me a number of things to try out, and I have really fallen in love with a number of them. And so I had 2 bags of tea from Teami, and they're like $30 bags of tea, which isn't unusual for a good bag of tea, for quite a lot of tea. But I found both bags, and thank goodness, because if I didn't have particularly the Focus Blend on this trip, I don't know if I would have survived it as easily. I have the Boost Blend right here, which I like. I'm not a huge matcha fan. If you love matcha, this is fantastic. It's matcha and vanilla, and they say it's a little sweetened with stevia, but not really enough. I need honey with it. I'm not a huge matcha fan, but I do like it. It smells fantastic. But if you've been watching my channel, you know that this is my favorite. This is the Focus Blend. It's yerba mate, whatever. Peppermint, black tea, ginseng, goji berries, stevia, ginkgo biloba, blah, blah, blah. It really is fantastic. I used my little teeny tumbler, and the Focus Blend, I've said it before in other videos, it's just enough of a lift to kind of lift me up and propel me forward without making me like crazy, you know. I love it, and I'm so glad I found this bag. I still probably have like 10 tea bags left in it, so it is totally why I survived this red eye. And I used my Teami tumbler. This is the original one that Teami sent me. One of my subscribers, because I broke this one, it's got a huge crack in the side. One of my subscribers sent me a new one in this color, which is my airline color, but I can't find it. It's somewhere buried in my apartment, so I have to find it. But this one still works. Clearly, this is not a sponsored video by Teami, but I'll tell you, this is how I really survived this red eye. And I'm glad to have found this tea, because I'm going to save this for later on this month. On Halloween, I have to work a Newark turn from Vegas, and that's going to be a long, long day. So you know I'll be on this. This is not sponsored, but if you go to, if you go to teamiblends.com right there. If you go to teamiblends.com, I think my discount code still works. I don't know if they're still in love with me, because I really haven't talked about them for a while. But if you go to use all caps Steven 20, I think you still get 20% off. I think. I don't know. If you do buy something and I use that code, I think I get a commission. I don't know. It's not a lot. It's like an eyelash. Yeah, I love the Boost Blend myself. But blah blah blah, that was like 10 minutes about tea, right? I am gonna sit down to a little peanut butter sandwich with some honey, because I'm starving, but I only have one meal left over from my lunch bag, and that's gotta be dinner for tonight before our flight home to Vegas. I think that's it. I got a van time of 7 p.m. So we've got about 12 hours here. Plenty of time to sleep. I think I'm gonna have to take my watch off, because as much as I like having a sleep record, because my watch will record my sleep. These days it's really getting difficult to sleep a full night without a cat waking me up or my Facebook Messenger notification. So I think I'm gonna have to stop wearing my watch to bed. I've said it before in past videos a long time ago. The preferred way for you to contact me is not through Facebook Messenger, but through an email. And my email is just steven.pereira@gmail.com. It's just easier for me to respond and not be woken up in the night, you know. But at some point I'm gonna have to change my Facebook Messenger settings so that people just can't message me easily, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think that's it. I think I'm just tired and need to go to bed because I'm getting cranky. So I'm gonna eat this and go to sleep. I will see you later on today, or either here today in the hotel or at the airport. All right, good night. Hey guys, how are you? So I'm still here in Atlanta. I've got about 15 minutes before I have to be downstairs for the shuttle. So the bags are packed, everything's put together. I'm not leaving anything important behind. Boy, I need a haircut. Again, how does this happen that I need haircuts so quickly? I have hardly any hair. Let's see. I got about 4 hours of sleep. Day sleeping is not my strong suit. And while I did take my watch off, so I wouldn't be woken up that way, housekeeping woke me up, of course. Something always happens. I did have the do not disturb sign on the door, but whatever. I was fairly productive today. Bidding for our November schedule opened up, so I did go on there, and I spent maybe 40 minutes looking at bids, and the schedule for bids just bites. It really does. Not a good month for layovers. We got an email from our union telling us how many lines that were expected, and that there would be fairly heavy. They would be heavy with flying on the end of most of the schedules because the holiday season's coming up, and I guess that's around the 18th that people really start traveling. So the flying should really pick up quite a bit at the end of the month. I set maybe 20 lines on my bid package, so I'll go through the rest of them tomorrow, but I'm not very hopeful. The lines are pretty crappy. The layovers are pretty crappy. They're frequently short, so it's not a great month for layovers, but I have a job. So I'm not going to complain too much, right? Let's see. And I spent a fair amount of time on MLS, which is an app that my realtor and I use to determine which properties I'm interested in. So I sent her like 25 more properties that I saw. Some of them are available, some aren't, whatever. But so I'm meeting with her on Saturday to look at some properties, hopefully. I'm kind of hoping there's a few of them I can see in person because this COVID pandemic has really stopped anyone from being able to see anything that's occupied by a tenant. This is at least in Nevada. If it's owner occupied or it's empty, of course, I can go in. But if it's occupied by a tenant, no can do. Let's see, what else? So I opened up my bid package. Oh, vacation bids open tomorrow. So I can submit some bids for vacation. I haven't really thought about what vacation weeks I would like. The last vacation I had week scheduled was during June, so nothing happening there. The one before that, I took my vacation week, I think is the week I got Eleanor, and I had to take her to the vet, and it was either take her to the vet or go somewhere on vacation. And of course I chose the cat instead of vacation. And the vacation before that, I think, was something to do with Buddy. So if you, as I mentioned it, you're probably thinking, yeah, geez, Steven, you're right. I haven't seen you take a vacation ever, really, in your channel. And that's like almost coming up on 3 years. And you'd be very right. I have used some of my float vacation, which is sort of free hours that I can apply towards a trip. Let me look at the time. Yeah, I should go downstairs. But I think I've got something like 56 hours of float vacation right now that I could take. And I can either try to be paid out for that time, or I could just use that vacation time instead of taking a trip. I don't know what to do yet, but I'll think about that tomorrow. But I gotta run. I got about 9 minutes to get downstairs. I will talk to you later. Hey guys, hello. So clearly I'm home. I'm covered in cat hair from little lady Eleanor. I love you, baby. Do you want that? She always looks mad, doesn't she? All right, there you go. Look at me. Covered in cat hair. All right, so little debriefing of today. So today had all the hallmarks of being a nightmare, truly. We were boarding in Atlanta, and my coworker and I, who were up in front, we both were looking at each other like, oh my God, we are toast. This is not going to end well. As people were boarding, there was just this energy. There was just a tremendous amount of energy, and it didn't really feel positive. It felt like people were going to get in a fight. Oh my God, Eleanor, what are you doing? Lot of energy, and it was just chaotic. It really felt chaotic. And so we were preparing ourselves really to face a really challenging flight. Well, in reality, what happened was everyone was just full of joy and charisma and fun without boiling over into chaos. It was just really a superb flight. We had a wonderful time. You know, and I do my best, especially when I feel when I feel this energy and this kind of possible chaos, I try to turn on my, hey, hi, how are you? Oh my God, I love your earrings. That kind of, you know, energy. And it usually pays off. And it did today. One of our guests, who was just exceptionally nice, she was like, oh my God, I love your spirit. And she winked at me and blah, blah, blah. And she was just, it's such a pleasure to see you work. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm lucky enough that I love my job. I love my company. And she goes, oh, you can tell. And I said, the magic is that my airline allows me to bring myself to work, and I can sort of try to love people as much as they're willing to be loved. Some people don't know how to be loved, and some people really appreciate it. And we just had the best conversation. But yeah, blah, blah, blah. I had a wonderful, wonderful flight. No problems at all. It was exhausting. Not that it wasn't good. It was exhausting. We did our service. We did one service today because we ran out of almost everything practically within the first, I don't know, 25 minutes. But that first service lasted over an hour. And we're in a 320. It's not our largest aircraft. 4 flight attendants, 2 carts, and it took us more than an hour to do our snack and beverage service. Everything is for purchase, and it still took us like over an hour. Every row seemed to order something. We ran out of almost everything, so we couldn't do a second service. So the flight was good. It was 4 hours and 5 minutes. I've told you I loved my crew. We had the best time. I'm working with one of them next week, and I really enjoy her, so she's great. Got home to something that was very upsetting. I was very upset. Anytime I potentially put my cats at risk, I feel guilty and like a horrible parent. Oh, hey, do you remember that teardrop fountain, whatever that stainless steel fountain I bought in Orlando, Fort Lauderdale? Well, I filled it up with water. It holds 96 ounces of water. And the Cadit fountains hold 100 ounces. So I fully believed that this new stainless steel fountain would be, they're playing down there, they're not upset. I fully expected that fountain would still have water in it when I came home, because my Cadit fountains have plenty of water left in them when I come home from a 3 or 4 day trip. The stainless steel fountain was empty, and the impeller, the motor, was running, and it was like, really, oh, just Buddy's eyes. really loud, grating noise. And I thought, oh my goodness, did the cats knock it over? What happened? Did it evaporate more because there's more surface area of water? I didn't know what happened. So I filled it up with water thinking, you know, I'm home for 3 or 4 days, or 3 days. I'll keep an eye on it and see, you know, how it, and then I started seeing this wet, darkening stain of this sisal rug or sisal rug that I have here in my dining area. It leaks. There's a drip, like a fast leak out of the bottom of the fountain. I thought it was because I overfilled it. No, the bottom actually leaks. So it leaked like a drip, 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 drip really fast. So it must have been empty and making that noise for at least 2 days. I know. I owe my cats. I mean, I fed them like 8 treats. And they're having a good time. So they seem to have rebounded from it. But they must have been so irritated by that noise. I came home and I thought that thing could have caught fire. That impeller running could have caught fire because it has a leak and the water ran out of the fountain. I was so upset with myself for not having tested the fountain out before just leaving it here. So I'm gonna, I don't know if I even kept the information. I think I threw it away because who keeps that stuff? But I might contact them somehow and let them know, like, geez, I don't expect the money back because I don't have a receipt, whatever. I was very upset. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned, speaking of purchases, there's one more thing. I don't think I've mentioned this in this video so far, but I saw something on Facebook that one of my coworkers posted about HotLogic Mini. So if you don't know what a HotLogic Mini is, I don't know what to tell you. It's life-changing. I think it's required by a flight attendant to have a HotLogic Mini. It's so important, especially when you're on a layover and you discover you don't have a microwave, or you do have a microwave, but you don't want that frozen in the middle and hot on the outside kind of experience, you know. I love my HotLogic Mini, and I use it pretty much every trip, like almost every trip. Well, they're on sale. Go over, and you need to go over there right now. So this video is being filmed on the evening of October 15th, 2020. So if you're seeing this in the future, sorry. But if you're seeing this like in the very near future, go to hotlogicmini.com, and I think there's 5 colors: acid green, red, I got red, paisley, which is kind of pretty, ugly blue, and something else, I forgot. But I ordered myself a backup. I've had mine for 3.5 years. It's working perfectly. I can't imagine why it would stop working, but I bought myself a backup in red, and then I bought 2 more. Shh, I bought 2 more. You know, I told you I saved $35 by not going to the aquarium, and then I ended up spending $45 on HotLogic Minis. But I wanted to buy, because they were $15, free shipping. Huh. I bought 2 more instead of beyond my backup because I want to do a giveaway during Vlogmas this year. Yes, I'm going to do Vlogmas this year. I've done it the last 2 years and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and do it one more time. So I wanted to have something to give away during Christmas or New Year's or Valentine's. I'm not sure. But I got a couple more HotLogic Minis at $15. How could I pass them up? They're like $40, $45 normally. Yeah, so that's it. What else? Next time you'll see me is probably going to be Saturday night or Sunday morning. I'm going to be meeting with my realtor, Rachel, and we're going to be looking at some houses, hopefully a bunch of them, because I want out of this studio. I am so tired of this place. I will gladly take a bus or 2 buses, gladly take buses home every night if I'm going home to my home and not to this hole. I hate this studio. Oh, but he's crying. Hold on. Oh, what? You were just crying. Oh my God. Okay. He's never happy. So I'm just so tired of this studio. So, you know, I just want to get out of here and just find a home for me and the cats. All for you, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been rambling long enough, and get out of this cat fur encrusted t-shirt. Look at this t-shirt. Look at that. It's all, oh honey, it's all cat hair. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. All right, fly safe.